Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're looking at Rustic Acres by Cazz. This is a first look, early access into this map. So we're going to take a look around, and hopefully this is going to be a pretty nice little map. I have got to see some pictures and stuff on it, but this is the first time in, like I said. The only news that we got there right now is Robin's playthrough is on hold on Cooking Simulator for a few days. Quinn has started his playthrough series. He's doing head-to-head racing with me. And we had a nice little session today, and that's going up to YouTube right now as we speak. And like for y'all to go check it out. That was actually requested by some followers of his to see more of Quinn. So he's started his series today. As far as Cazz goes on his news, the only thing that he really wanted to stress as far as 1.4 is working fine with this map, it's got all the bugs out of it, is the thanks. And that comes from disappointment on modhub.us. There's a few people in there that kind of criticizes. They don't really put much thought into what they say before they say it sometimes. And there was a couple of YouTubers, one of them for sure, that was saying that all Cazz's maps are just alike. Well, Cazz's first map was a starter map, which was Kiwi, and it was to help people get started. And then a map kind of came off of it, and then he kind of eventually got into Hawke's Bay, which was my favorite for a long time. And the reason why it was my favorite is because the history. I did a lot of research on that map of the events and the earthquakes and stuff and how it shaped the land. He put a place in there he used to swim out to as a kid, and place he goes, rides his motorcycle, used to back years ago, up like this really dangerous path up a mountain. He put that in the map. So there's nothing like his previous maps. And then Old Timers map had a lot of modding welts in it. I love it. It really has that rusty gold feel. This is called Rustic Acres, but to me, the Old Timers farm was rustic. It was rusty gold, period. It just had that feel that you just break out the old iron and go because of all the old buildings and stuff. This one here doesn't really have a lot of that, but it does give support to old style farming though, and I'm going to show you why. So that's pretty much all the news. Like I said, he's got a massive following on Facebook. I'd sit there and I let in probably 5-10 people every day in the morning when he's sleeping, and on US time he lets a bunch in the evening. His page is growing massively. And I even told him that, if you don't upload your maps to places like ModHub and stuff, that bots are going to do it or somebody's going to do it. So it really needs to be from him. So that way he can say how he feels and what he's putting into the maps and put his own view in on it instead of a bot. So be sure to tell him thanks. And let's jump in and look at his map. All my mods is turned off, so we can kind of look around really good. Like I said, it really gives way to old farming, small farming, like I like to do. These lands you can see right around here is small. All the ones kind of surrounding is small, except on this backside right here. And I'll show you a little something about this row. This row right here, from about here all the way down, can just about be combined into one field. That's going to be insane, especially this one right here. So if you're really into big farming and you want to combine a few fields and have this outrageous fields and stuff, you can still do it, and you can still work your way up into the big equipment. This over here is a forest. It's one of my favorite, and I'll show you why here in a second. Another forest up here by the logging place. You have your over here you have your wool. There's your, like I said, your sawmill, your port. Here's a mill station, store, gas station. Down here you have some more sales points with the Seaview Mill, restaurant. the biomass heating plant. You got grain mill, dairy, bale sales over here. All your animal placements is here by your farm. Here's your animal sales, manure sales. You got your western mill and compost sales up here and your ranch. So that's a little look around the map. And as far as the garage, I have seen the garage layout, and literally it looks like I just sold all the Cazz's equipment and started off with my playthrough on without my mods, because this is it. This is what I grab right here. It is the exact stuff, because this little tractor is cheap and it'll pull anything pretty much there is in early game. This is the first one that has the loader as an option, so it's great for animals, the business. I love it. You know, when you go back to playing FS13, you start off with one about like that. So here's all your equipment and all your stuff. Once again, he's got you taken care of with everything from here all the way down to the house, except for the water tank is by G&G. And some of this stuff I got to work on them with. The sheep and the chickens, these two right here was my favorite. I really wanted open range really bad. This is some other ones that they've been working on, kind of doing a lot of free range. So Cazz does a lot with G&G. He works really close with Mike. So he naturally has a lot of G&G stuff in his maps. Like I said, it isn't modding welts in this one. So your old house and your silos, this old airplane hangar style building is pretty much your old field to the farm itself. You got some older buildings over here. But like I said, I really love modding welt. I love their touch. But this dirt, instead of being all paved looking and stuff, gives it a nice old field along with the building over there. So as far as looking at the map, you got a nice variety of trees around the farm. You got some nice rise and falls to your lands. This side up here especially, it's got a really nice fall to the land. You got you some small rises over there, so your land has a little different feel depending on where you're at along the map. These are your big fields through here. And you're probably going to need some big equipment anyway just to get up and down some of these hills over here. Here's that forest that I talked about that I love so much. It has several different sized trees. It has a good mix of trees. Everybody hears me say about how something needs to feel natural. We actually have, in a town not too far from me, about almost an hour away, they have a paper mill there. And they have a lot of tree farms and stuff in Western Kentucky. But I prefer natural, something that looks like touched by something other than man. So having different mix of trees, different species, different sizes and stuff like that. This is a nice little forestry area over here. I mean, really nice. You have about 3 other additional placements for buildings and stuff. So once again on Cazz's map, due to their size and everything else and their fields, you got a place for 4 people easy on this map. Like I said, here's your animal sales over here. Little sell point. You have another forest over in this section. If you look, it's kind of straight shot through. Has that, looks like we planted it type of field, but that's okay because it's literally parked right here by a place that, you know, grows and sells wood. So it's okay to have a few. We have a few around me. The traffic is on this map, so it does have life. I know that's kind of been a topic of late on some of Cazz's maps because he's wanting to do several old maps. And the cars, if you're trying to pull off a map that has an old feel, you can't really do it with this traffic. You can't say 1950s, 1960s with this traffic. I'm just as diehard as everybody else is on a map having people and cars. But if you're actually pushing hard for an older field. You just got to wait for better vehicles to come in the game, if they ever will, or just turn off traffic. You got a little place around here for volleyball. It's a nice little touch. He put tractors and stuff in a dealership again. Kind of gives that for sale look. Your beach goes all along this community over here. And this is that place I was telling you about. I mean, you look across here and see how far that is. And I was kind of joking, said if anybody really wanted to go this massive scale of big farming, go for it. And when you do, post some pictures or videos up on Cazz's page. I want to see that you actually combined all this stuff and went that big. That would be kind of insane on my to-do list. I just don't know if I could pull that off. I'm doing a lot of big farming of lately, but I still prefer the old iron. But I like seeing people that kind of goes for that kind of tackle at the game. So, and all these farms is going to be pretty easy to join together, it looks like. So that's our early access look and a look around the map and everything. I hope everybody enjoyed. And be sure, like I said, go tell Cazz thanks, if you're really appreciating his work. And he wanted to make sure that everybody knew just how much he thanked everybody for caring about him and his maps. So take care and have fun, everybody.